I'll burn the pancakes and probably the house too, but baby, it's stuck to me like glue.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reflections of Evelyn, episode 24. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay. Before I go any further, make sure you listen to episode 23 or you're going to be very confused about episode 24 because we are going on a road trip. You're going to be like, why is she talking about micro penises? And what's this thing about like cults and religions? I don't really understand. Yes. Listen to episode 23. And then this is going to be the follow-up, the conclusion, the humdinger. So, yes, I hope you enjoy. We are going on a road trip to Fresno. And guess what, you guys? I ended up going to the Sequoias. What? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Yes, I highly recommend you go to the Sequoias, especially now while it's still like snowy and amazing. And for any of you that are hikers, maybe get your windshield wipers checked and make sure that your AC AC compressor works. Because here I am, I'm like, it's almost summertime. It is summertime now. I don't need to fix my windshield wiper. It's going to be good because I can save like $10. No, bitch. You did not know that you were going to go to the Sequoias. And yes, down below, it might be 75, 85 degrees. But in the Sequoias, it's literally a snow blizzard right now. So yes, be careful. Please keep your eyes on the road. Do not text and drive. I don't think it's realistic when cops are saying we want you to pull over on the side of the freeway if you want to check your GPS or send a message to someone. But, you know, maybe California laws need to kind of like fix that a little bit. I'm just saying that didn't happen to me today. It did happen to me a couple months ago. But I think that guy was just trying to make sure there wasn't somebody in my car. I'm like, bro, I'm a medical courier. Like, you think I'm like smuggling somebody into your state penitentiary? No. Anyways, wow, that's, didn't need to go there. Cops are funny sometimes, but you know what? There are some good ones. Yes, there are. We love cops. Yes, we do. Okay, I'm seriously going to stop here now. This is episode 24, Reflections of Evelyn. Let's go on a road trip together. Let's have some fun. Let's check out the scenery and let me know what you guys think. Take care. Besos. It's just funny to me. All of this kind of sparked with a thought that I had last night and this morning. I had this incredibly wonderful conversation with one of my best friends in a text message this morning on my way to fucking Glendale, which is sending me to Fresno right now. I'm currently going over the grapevine. Yep, I am. Yes, I am. I also don't really understand how it's not very green. Like, it's not really summer yet, but over here it is. Anyways, I got 142 miles to go. Woo, woo. Because this isn't a specimen, I don't know if this is actually going to pay a full days of work and gas. But I really hope that it does because it would be on my dime coming back from Fresno. And like, what am I going to do? Like, it'll be 10:30 in the morning by the time I get there. I can even drive back 200 miles and hope that it's not slow and make money. Or I can see how far I am to like India, which I've never actually been. And like, hey, in your work clothes with no sweater, do you want to like go over to Whitney just to like marvel it? I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling because I've never actually done that before. And that sounds kind of nice. But no, you can't go on a hike, Evelyn. You're not prepared. You don't even have like fucking water. Oh, I do have my sparkling water. Yeah, so my friend and I were having this conversation. And it was like stemming from a conversation last night. And I was like, buddy, like, I don't understand. I said, we had this amazing time at Memorial Day, but he would not call it a date. Like, we hung out literally all day. We kissed, we held hands, we did all that. And we're on this hike in my car. I don't want to say he went off-roading in my car because my car can't do that. But like, we went up a trail that we were allowed to go in the car. And we were sitting and talking, and I'm like, well, this is a nice date. And he said something like, oh, it's not a date. And I was like, what do you mean this isn't a date? Like, we went on this whole journey together. Like, we shared a pizza. We, like, had sex, like, twice. We held hands. Like, we walked around the lake, and we, went to this cool little garage sale and made this memory. Like, did all these things. Like, what do you mean this isn't a date? And he's like, well, it's not a date. I said, well, how am I going to know when it's a date? He said, because I'm going to be showing up to your house with flowers and chocolates or something. I was like, what the fuck? And at first I thought that was really cute and charming. And then I thought to myself, well, if that's what a date is, and he thinks he can't afford to date me, and he's not showing up to my house with flowers because he said he has $100 to his name. So obviously, yeah. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, the gas is hard because gas is like $60 wherever you go these days. I get that. And if you had $100 in your bank account, it'd be a little bit hard to go on a date. And maybe from a man's perspective, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Flowers are expensive. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, find an opportunity to work over here or do something that sends you over here. Pick fucking wildflowers off the goddamn freeway, you piece of shit, and show up with flowers in your hand. Like, what's the deal? So it just irked me. And my friend was like, Evelyn, how's your date going? And I said, sad face, who knows anymore? We had a wonderful time Monday. He said he didn't call it a date because a date is showing up to my house with flowers and chocolates, and he doesn't have any money for that right now. He says I overthink everything and I text too much. He wants me to call him instead. How about you? And he said, it's a date as long as two people are hanging out, especially if y'all are fucking. Flowers and chocolates are just a bonus. My lady friend is good. I took her out to breakfast after she slept over on Monday. Wow, it's a lot of cops on motorcycles. So then I explained to him, how I was feeling and how it kind of seemed like even though we had this great time, he was pulling back. I told him that I was pulling back from texting because he said it was too much work and effort. And then he sent me this audio message like, you can call me. And then my attitude was kind of like, okay, you didn't have work. You said you were kind of lounging around the house all day. You weren't really doing much. So why weren't we talking pretty much the whole day? And why didn't you call me? That was kind of my attitude. And I kind of explained all this to my friend, and he said, he just doesn't want to date you or commit. And I read that this morning, and I'm like, oh my God, how did this happen to me again? This guy communicates, but that's the only difference between all of these other guys. And I said, well, basically, like, to your point, once again, foolish Evelyn meeting a guy on a dating app that says, I want a long-term partnership with a bio that says, let's buy a house together and make love in it every night. And even when we were in the mountains the other day, he's like, wow, you fell for that? He's like, that's just like a thing to say. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean that's just a thing to say? Like, why would you just say that? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Some people take things fucking literally. Like, that's why I liked you, because you fucking said that. But the reason why I didn't like him the first time we hung out is because he's like, oh, I'm just like on the dating platform because I want to make friends and connections and network. And I'm thinking in my head, then what the fuck? Go on Bumble Friendship. Like, why are you on Facebook dating app fucking with me right now? So I basically, and I'm telling my friend, like, back and forth, like, what the fuck? Like, I said, I feel like I'm climbing some bullshit corporate ladder. Like, oh, well, he communicates, but still doesn't want to commit. And it's a little bit better than, tadpoles and, pond scum and, wannabe gangsters. But, like, what the fuck? And so I said, is it because I slept with him? And just read this dialogue. I said, is it because I slept with him on the first night? And he said, yes. Or you're sleeping with him in general. If he can have sex with you and not be in a relationship, then that's the move. And then he had like a cool smiley face emoji. Sleep with other guys and tell him and see how he reacts. If he can't live without you, he'll wife you up. LOL. He likes having sex with you. Is that not enough? He said, go find that guy who wants to be in a relationship with you. He's out there. And then basically I'm telling him, like, that's a game. Why would I do that? I'm not into mind games. Like, it shouldn't be like that. And then he said, go find your guy, your true love's kiss. Don't waste your time on someone who only wants to fuck you. And then what's funny is he said, you did come at him asking for sex, right? Wasn't that the plan from the beginning, just sex? And I was like, yeah, but you know me, buddy. I said, I can't just have sex without feelings. I keep thinking I can, but I can't. I said, it's impossible for me. And what? I'm just going to like not have sex or not date? Like, I'm not figuring this out. And then he's like, yeah, finding a partner is like having that dream job. And then he said, beggars can't be choosers or choose better people to beg from. I was like, damn, you're so fucking wise. And I said, I see your point. I'm the asshole here. I caught feelings. And he's like, then don't sleep with anyone or just appreciate what they do give you. I'll stop there. We talked about it more. But he said something that really caught me. He's like, just appreciate what he's giving to you. And I said, you know what, dude? You're fucking right. Because one of the lessons that I learned from my ex was if he never married me, if he never put a ring on it, if he never had kids with me, if he never dated me, would I have accepted that just to keep him in my life? The answer, to be honest, for me in my personal circumstance is yes. Is me trying to put a label on something or making a guy feel a certain way when he's not ready. And this is why relationships are convoluted and complicated, because the guy's not saying he just wants to have me for sex. He's saying he wants to slow down. He wants to do it right. He wants to get to know me, although ironically his behavior now is showing different signs. But, you know, aside from that, unless he has like awareness or whatever, you know, I didn't get a text message or a call from him last night or this morning. And to be honest, I don't really have anything to say to him at this point. I'm like, I don't want it to be one-sided. I don't want to convince him or try to put him in a box. And that's the problem that I've been facing that I'm trying to do without. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't want to play a game. I don't want to do this like, oh, let the guy chase because that's what he wants to do is be a hunter-gatherer, like biology status. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, but I feel like the more I say, like, look, this is what I want, and this is how I feel, the more it's just kind of like aggravating you because you're like, yeah, it's fine. You can send audio messages. I don't mind them, but texting's too much work. Like, can you just call me? And in my head, I'm thinking, what do you mean call you? Like all day long? Because we're like in a long distance thing. And like, if I'm not texting you and all the texting is surface level and we only have meaningful conversations in a phone call, but like I'm going to see you once a month, like how can I do that? That also feels like I'm waiting on someone. And my friend's trying to explain to me, like, look, you guys aren't monogamous. Like, yeah, you both don't want each other to sleep with other people, but if this is the game or the situation that he's playing and if he's not ready to commit, then yeah, you don't have to be monogamous. Be safe, date other people. Like, it doesn't matter. And so I learned from my last relationship, Evelyn, if you want to be in a relationship and you're meeting these guys that are great, but they're just like, fuck you, go die, I don't want to be in a relationship, then like you either meet them where they're at or not. I can wait and find other types of guys and like have standards in other ways. But in my experience in the last 5 years, that just means you stay alone. Like there has to be some sort of like balance, you know? And like I said in the podcast the other day, I'm like, yeah, you might get everything you want. Just stop trying to label it, put pressure on it. And it's ironic that I want to label things because I'm not a label. I don't like labels. I don't appreciate labels. I'm really undefined as a person. And I believe that the world is like vast and grand. And do I think that God or the universe or the world or life is this puritanical Christian or whatever that says, no, a man needs to treat you this way and the label, and the label needs to look like this. And you can't do these certain things or this and this and this. Like, no, I don't think the world looks like that. Like, can you believe that the all-knowing, all-powerful, omnipotent world is like, oh yeah, this is how life is and isn't, when everybody has different lives and schedules and cultures and lives in different ways? No, I don't think so. But I think even though I don't like to be defined and that I don't really have a label, here I am trying to find a way to belong, because it is very isolating when I am different from a lot of people. But, that was one of the biggest life lessons that I learned from my ex. It's like, you would have like killed, figuratively speaking, to have him still in your life. And if you had him still in your life, Evelyn, you wouldn't even be thinking about marriage. I mean, you would love him so much, but if you knew like that you weren't ever going to have him, you would have chosen him in your life over not having him in your life, because he was irreplaceable to you or he was special to you. And people like that just don't come up, So I'm frustrated because I want to be monogamous with this guy. I don't like dating multiple guys at once, although he's saying it's not fucking dating. Oh, I had to crack my neck on that one. Fuck that guy. I'm like, my bubble has been bursted. I hate to say it, I thought I was Jennifer Aniston's character, and maybe it changes, but I'm so Gigi from He's Not That Into You. It's like, I guess my friend is Justin Long in this situation where he's like, no, Gigi, Evelyn, they're just not into you. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is it like this? But again, it goes back to that scene from Gigi where she's just like, I'd rather be this way than not love at all. So whatever, girl power. So I don't know what this guy's thinking. It kind of seems like it's a dead end. It shouldn't just like end in this like whatever, but it's like he's not like, these are his next couple of days off. He's not doing much. It's slow for him right now, and he's not calling or texting or showing any interest. He's just saying stop overthinking everything. And that bothered me because I'm like, you know what? I don't overthink. I'm a deep thinker. I'm a philosophizer. And if you have an issue with me being that way, then you have an issue with me. Every single person on the planet says I talk too much in communication. Not necessarily verbally, but I mean, I don't know, debatable. You guys see how long these episodes get. And I'm like, I was offended too, because I was like, I'm not even a big texter. Like, I got like 4 or 5 people that I have to spend an hour of my time in the morning texting because I'm giving them quality time because my text messages are backed up. And I've got 4 people that I do want to talk to, but it's 2 or 3 days before they get a response from me because life is fucking busy, right? But if I'm romantic with you or trying to establish something with you, or if you're like my best friend, like, yeah, you're probably going to hear me like on the daily. And I was offended when he said I text too much because I'm like, I don't. I just didn't think calling you all the time was the answer. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird situation, but I think my friend very much pointed it out to me. Like, look, he doesn't want to call it a date. Obviously, he doesn't want to commit or date you. Like, it is what it is. It doesn't mean he's a bad guy. Just appreciate what you have with him. So, that's where it's at. It's like, do you want to just appreciate what you have with them without the labels? Or do you want to, I can't even say a contrast because my therapist would say that's black and white thinking and the world is more complicated than that. But it's funny. It's like I find these guys that are like, well, don't sleep with anyone else. Don't date with anyone else. Like, I'm going to go away if you do. And I'm like, okay. So then you want it to be just me, but you don't also want to be with me too? Like, that doesn't seem right or fair. And then I had this thought earlier, like, there's this guy that I've been talking to on Facebook randomly. I thought I met him at a party like years ago. And he's like, no, you actually met me at this other party 2 years ago where I live. And I was like, what the fuck? Really? Crazy. And one of my best friends like hates this guy, like truly fucking hates this guy. He thinks he's like eccentric and says really weird shit. But I don't know. We seem to have good conversations, but I'm really not into bald white guys. And I don't know him that well, but yes, some of the things he does say is like a little intense, but like I'm here for it. Like, no judgment. I'm into that, right? But, a couple weeks ago, we're sending these novels to each other. We're essentially pen pals and live less than a mile away from each other. And he's like, we should get brunch sometime. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's a date. Who the fuck knows in my experience these days if these things are dates or not. But I'm down. But I wasn't down at the time because I was like seeing this guy. And I'm like, well, Evelyn, if it's more of just like getting to know someone and you're looking at it from like a business standpoint of like trying to understand AI better and the guy's just shooting the shit with you, like, why not go to brunch? And I'm like, no, Evelyn, because the moment you're thinking about somebody else means that the person that you're with is like, there's something wrong. So I was kind of like in that mindset. I was being loyal to the guy that I was like trying to start something with. And like, how am I going to give my quality time and attention to someone if I'm like, philandering around with other options? I'm still trying to figure it out, right? But again, I'm not interested in bald white guys. Although this is really funny. If I'm going to keep complaining that I can't have sex with someone without feelings, and it took me like almost a week to have feelings for that guy that I was seeing because I told you guys I wasn't interested in him when I met him. Then maybe I can sleep with this bald white guy because I'm uninterested in him. And maybe just as a test, I'll be like, hey, can you? Because if you end up having feelings, then it's not about vanity. It is about knowing the person, right? And that's kind of the funny part, right? I guess if the sex was good and the connection was good, then it wouldn't matter if you were bald. Ugh, what am I going to grab onto? Oh, that's so frustrating. Also, when you're young and you don't have a hair loss problem, why do you choose to be bald? I just don't understand it. Anyways, maybe he was like Lex Luthor or something and like, has a hair problem. Whatever. Some people think that's stylish. I don't understand why you would choose that, but to each their own. I'm not even going to say I'm going to have sex with this guy, but my best friend who also lives in his building was like, don't you dare fucking say I know that guy. I hate that guy. He keeps getting denied on the board with his eccentric views. He's like, girls come over all the time. They don't last. They don't stay. He's like, you know why he wants to take you to brunch? And I was like, why? To get to know my charming personality? He's like, no, he wants to fuck you. Like, don't be like that. That's sleazy. I was like, I didn't even think about that. Like, he wants to like sleep with me? Like, I guess. And then I thought to myself, well, friend, how bad is it if this guy is like, yeah, I want to sleep with her, but I'm going to take her to fucking brunch first, like a civilized human being? Like this guy over here that I spend all day with, my gas, me treating them to other stuff while we're out, like, whatever, like I'm pulling out all the stops, like, hey, look at me, I'm dreamy. If you didn't know that already, he's saying it's not a date. He's never bought me a single meal, and yet he's getting the milk for free. And this guy's like, yeah, I might want to have sex with you, but I'm going to fucking buy you brunch first. Dude, brunch is fucking expensive. You guys know this. Fucking bottomless mimosas and a happy tummy and then a guy that wants to woo me? Where's the fucking wrong in this? Like, isn't this what fucking dating is? Wow, this is crazy. I'm so far into the middle of this guy is driving like an old, what, Ford on the freeway. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That car is at least 200 years old, and he's got the whole like goggles and like the weird leather helmet, and he's driving it like a motorcycle. That's how you know you're really fucking far. Like, I'm in the fucking farmer town right now. I can't believe he was driving that on the freeway. That's amazing. He literally was swatting flies out of his face. That's so funny. So I really am hung up over the fact that people say, you know, why buy the cow if you can drink the milk for free? I really just think that's closed-minded thinking. If you have an amazing connection with someone, stimulating and tantalizing conversations, a good lovemaker, why wouldn't you want to put a ring on it? Oh, because there's no mystery, or because, bitch, like, there's no mystery? Like, you sound like a child. You sound surface level. People are so mysterious. If I all of a sudden was not mysterious, like Rilo Kiley says, and then there is no mystery left. Dude, if there's no mystery after that, then like you're a dull, mundane, flat, surface level person. And the most boring time that I've ever been in my life, where I was talking to my therapist and I was like, I'm so boring. I hate feeling like this suburban, like boring. Like, is this all there is? And she's like, Evelyn, I'm going to tell you right now, you are not boring and you have never been boring and there's no way you could be boring. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. And also, you're right. But my point is, like, if we pull away from this puritanical mindset and like this, Christian crusaders, like, purity ring bullshit that I grew up on, which, have you been to a church? I can't think of any more impure, selfish, evil people, but, to each their own. God finds broken people. He loves all. I mean, hello, here we are. I could say that. I grew up in church like most of my life, so, whatever. In my developmental years. I just don't fucking get it. I can't possibly think that sex is like ruins everything. But yet I keep coming into the same situation. Like, oh, if I just don't have sex for a long time and I wait for this guy to be in a relationship with me, dude, maybe I'm looking at it from a man's perspective or a flipped perspective. Can you imagine waiting to have sex for marriage? I mean, like, literally, there's Christians and Mormons everywhere that know exactly what I'm saying when I'm about to say this. Sure, let me wait until I'm in a relationship with this guy to make love to him. And then turns out he's got the world's smallest penis. He was a horrible lovemaker. He has an ego problem. He says nothing is wrong, and it's all in your head. And no, I don't need pills or surgery or a lobotomy or therapy. I'm great. What are you talking about? And no, I don't want to work on our sex life. Okay, well then what the fuck are you going to do? Break up with him because he's a lousy lovemaker? I mean, yes, but also, no. And I think the thing that frustrates me is there is no right or wrong, but people will give you their judgmental opinions and society will criticize you regardless. If I look at the man that I loved for most of, whatever, as I'm passing by his birth year right now, yeah, I'm talking to you. Stop spying on me. If I look at the guy that really had an impact on me, like the one man that truly like changed me, technically we did not have sex on the first date. We had sex on the second date, and I was massively fucking drunk. And no, he didn't take advantage of me. I mean, it was me not being able to hold my liquor and being too young to know the difference. I was so fucking drunk that, like, what? 8, 9, 10, 11 inch dick inside of me, I couldn't even feel it because I was like, my head was spinning. Fucking wild to me in hindsight. I'm like, how is that possible, Evelyn? And it wasn't until like what, 6 months later, 8 months later, when I was in a relationship at this point, where he's like, please, before you decide you're going to be with this man forever and marry him, can you please give me one more shot, please, before you're with him for any longer? Can you please have one more time with me? I'm here outside of your door. Don't send me away. Can we please just, like, I promise you, just like try me on for size one more time? And I said no, because I was a goody two shoes trying to be in a relationship. And then I think like a day or two later, I was like seeing the problems in my own relationship. And I'm like, yeah, fine. I was working at a post-production house as like a pre-producer. It was like such an amazing, incredible job opportunity for me. And the only reason why I didn't stay working at this very prestigious post house was because my boss got fired. And therefore I was fired because the department went away. And I was like, damn, welcome to entertainment, bitch. This is how life goes. But yeah, I would be like a producer for Netflix right now if I just had that boss still. Man. Anyways, I was morbidly sick. And it's not a joke. I was horrifically sick within the first 2 weeks I started this job. But I was the kind of girl where I was like, I'm not going to have them think that I'm making this shit up. I'm not going to like jeopardize my fucking career over a cough. So I showed up violently ill and they're like, the fuck no, go home right now. And I said, well, I needed you to hear that and actually believe me. They still had some resentment for me, but they're like, nah, this is a liability. You got to go home, bitch. I was like, okay, bye. And my boyfriend at the time was down the street. The guy that I was, we weren't sleeping together, but we were talking. And I think who knows what the fuck was in his brain at the time. You'd have to ask him. But the impression I have in hindsight was he was like, dude, like, she's not going to get out of this relationship because she's loyal, but I see that she's fucking miserable and she loves me. Like, this is my last chance to try to, like, woo her. And so I was like, hey, guess what? I'm morbidly sick. I have the rest of the day off. I literally have like 12 hours before I have to be home and see my boyfriend. So should I like come over? But I'm sick. I'm just warning you. He's like, I don't care. Come over now. I was like, okay. And it's funny how like a drugged up kind of love makes you feel. Like, I don't even remember being sick when I was around him because I was so in love with him and everything was so wonderful. It's like, I don't know, he had like antibodies that like cured me whenever I was around him. I never needed to smoke. I never needed to get high. I didn't even feel sick around him. It's like I was taking mushrooms whenever I was around him. Have you ever taken mushrooms when you're sick? It's like awesome because then you're not sick because your mind's like in another place. So it's funny I mentioned that. I guess some drugs aren't all bad. Yeah, they are. Okay, whatever. In moderation. I don't know. I don't get to be the one that makes that comment. I choose not to be on drugs. Wah, sad for me. Anyways, so, wow, I have 103 more miles to go. How is that possible? Like, I'm so far away, but I'm still on the freeway going 80 miles an hour, and like I moved the needle like none. That's funny. Anyways, so I came over and went to his place in Long Beach, and he sat me down and I was looking at all of his books on his bookshelf, and it was all philosophy, and put on the music, offered me some wine out of his like hiking cup, very just like chill dude, didn't need to, found a way to be extremely romantic and classy, but yet somehow give me wine out of like a fucking like REI, like hiking plastic water bottle or whatever, And he turns on the Jesus and Mary chain and he basically tells me, like, he introduces me to this band and this song called Bullet Lovers. And, hold on, San Francisco, 99, Bakersfield, Fresno. Okay, shit, I am going the right way. Woo! Oh, 96 more miles before I exit. Okay, we're good. Yeah. So he puts on Bullet Lovers and, he's introducing me to this song. And sad thing about romantics and poets and artists, he might not have been able to tell me how he truly felt, but he let like the song do the talking. The lyrics are, you're in my blood, you're in my bones, ... Also, the main lyrics, the chorus is, hey, it's okay. I will never go away. Hey, it's alright when the day turns into night. Wow, I'm like butchering this beautiful shoegazer music. Anyways, that's what he was trying to tell me, I guess, in this song, as I'm sick. He's comforting me. And I got a sick day from work. And it's like in hindsight, it's like, Evelyn, you rarely see what's right in front of you. How the fuck did you not see what was right in front of you? But, the irony of that song is, and how it's imprinted in my life forever, is he's fucking gone. And I can't be with an avoidant, If he could meet me in the middle and he could actually fucking communicate a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know what to say for a guy that reads everything that I send to him. He reads it immediately. He plays all my audio messages, but has nothing to say. And for the first couple of years I tried after my divorce, he would just be like screaming at me, saying horrible things, like wishing I was dead. Years later, mind you. And then now it just turned into, okay, I'm reading everything you have to say and I'm being completely fucking silent about it. So, neither are great. Anyways, somehow it always comes back to that motherfucker. Anyways, I'm trying to date. I'm trying to move on. This is me moving on. My friend said something funny. He's like, if you're hanging out, you're dating. And of course, the next day he said, yeah, he doesn't want to date you. So I'm like, okay, bro, you're sending me conflicting messages. But I joked and I laughed and I was slightly horrified. And I said, what does that have to do? I said, if that's true, if I'm dating the guys that I'm hanging out with, what does that say about the platonic friendships that I have, two in particular that I'm thinking of? I said, which, to be honest, both of them had made comments like, Evelyn, this is a date. And if I really look at it, I'm like, you could say it's a date. By definition, it is a date. However, it's super platonic. There's no hand-holding. There's no kissing. There's no fucking. I mean, there's romance in the sense that that's like the ambiance in the background or whatever. But like, shouldn't it? My definition of a date is when two people know it's a date and two people are acknowledging that it's a date and two people want it to be a date. But if you're like, I'm going to take her out, take her to the mountains and take her to a diner because I know she loves that. And oh, look, the music's playing in the background. And look, I'm taking us home coincidentally when the sun is going down. Like, isn't this a date, Evelyn? In my head, I'd be like, I'd be like with any other man, yes. Or my other friend who has a girlfriend, but yet it's like, of course, he has no awareness. And it's why we fight all the time. Because I'm like, bro, if you're not going to be aware and you're going to be like a literal child, like he's not an avoidant. He's just like, a child. He got out of a cult like 5 years ago. He's still fucking learning life and he's almost fucking 40. Poor dude. He always makes these fucking little fucking comments, like,
oh yeah, well I take you on dates too, you know, like I bought you like a pizza or a burrito or all this type of thing. He's like, all of those are dates. I'm like, why are you even admitting that to me? Like, why are you saying this is a date when you know you have a girlfriend, bro? Like, what is your fucking deal? Like, what are you fucking saying right now? My favorite one is when he's like, Evelyn. And it's like, this is how he talks when he says it too. He's like, I'm a Sigma male. I'm very confident. I'm very smart and intelligent. But then what I hear is this voice. Evelyn, I don't understand. If we were the last people on an island, you still would not want to date me. You still wouldn't have sex with me. Like, why? Why not? Even if we were the last two people on earth, you would choose to be single. And I'm like, you know, well, when you put it like that, it does sound very harsh. And yes, you are accurate about that. But I'm sorry. Don't hate me. But I love you as a friend. Now there's one to test one out. Hey, if you wanted to sleep with your friend and watch yourself not have feelings, it is possible. How can I have sex with the guys that I have had sex with and catch feelings? But then if I were to sleep with my guy friends, I mean, it would never fucking happen. And I know people say never and say never, but yeah. I'm like, not only am I gagging and convulsing and my eyes are watering just thinking about this, but if my body is having visceral reactions at the thought of it, I'm crying right now. Don't make me say or think things like that. It's so, no. And it's no offense to them. It's really not offense to them. I mean, my friend's girlfriend is a fucking hottie. She's dope. She's a badass single mom. Technically, she's not a single mom, but you know, her ex-husband was like a loser and a horrible, evil, malicious man who probably needs to go die. So she's kind of single mother. She's like, loves to fucking cook. Apparently, I guess maybe she also likes a healthy sex life and, you know, dotes on him. So I'm like, bro, I don't see the problem. Like, why don't you want that? Plus, she like is into the same shit I am, punk rock and muscle cars and shit. Like I get it. We're two different people and we're similar, but like, I don't know. And as I learned from my marriage, it's not that you don't love your partner. It's just that you love somebody else more. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks because try telling your partner that, oh, but I do love you. And they're like, fuck you, go die. I mean, yeah, same reaction, obviously. I don't know, man. These are all just reflections. I'm curious if you have had thoughts like this yourself. Fuck. This is me on my drive trying to figure it out. And yes, you have the luxury right now of hearing my private thoughts and me fucking putting it out there because I want to be able to be helpful to people who could get something out of this, that don't have malicious intent, that aren't trying to be like weird about it, and that are like, no, I've had these thoughts. These are human. This is what other people are thinking. This is how life really is. Why does nobody talk about this? I can go to Reflections of Evelyn podcast and have a nice little reminder that life is beautiful and complicated and complex and dynamic and filled with art, not judgment, not in the box thinking. The world is whatever the fuck you make out of it, and it's different for everybody. Am I wrong? It's like if you want to be puritanical and conservative and live on a straight, thin line, fucking go do it. It works for you. It's fucking awesome. Love it. Oh, you know, perfect example. There was this podcast, what is it, Diary of a CEO, that everyone's so obsessed with. I liked him before he was trendy, so now that he's trendy, I just get a little irked, you know? But whatever. He's got millions of dollars and millions of followers and is friends with CIA fucking agents and all these fucking celebrities. Good on him. I think that's fucking dope. Like, I would love to be interviewed and travel the world and collab with, sophisticated aristocrats and scholars. Fucking great. That's the goal one day. Let's make it happen, Evie. But my point is, he had an episode the other day where he was like, interviewing like a relationship coach. And in one of their opinions, just one person's opinion, her opinion, maybe it was a guy, I don't remember. It's not the point of the conversation. They were saying that biologically, everybody would cheat because that's just who we are, that nobody actually really cares or appreciates a monogamous relationship. But it's funny because she sounded like a scholar. She sounded like she was pulling from the history books. She was pulling from psychology. But I got to give mad props to Stephen Bartlett. That's his name, right? Stephen, man, literally, how much I truly care for you. On my birthday, like a couple years ago when I was in the hardest moments of my life, all I fucking wanted was your books and your journals and your conversation cards that you had. And every time I'd go to your website, they were sold out or the price went up or it was super hard to get. And then I just gave up and I went on my own fucking journey. But it's funny, it doesn't have the same meaning to me now. But yeah, it'd be pretty dope. I would like that just to support the mission. I think, I don't want to say he's a pioneer in what he did, but like people like him and Case Kenny, it's like, yeah, people rip you off all the time, but like, I still consider you one of the OGs and like, you're fucking like great at what you do. And it's funny because people can copycat you all they want, but you're still good on your own. You stand alone on your own in case you need that reminder. Other people can copycat you, but, I see you. Why did I bring you up? Oh, I had mad respect for you, even though I was, like, annoyed with you after listening to some of your podcasts. But, some of them are cool. I'll give you props. I think it was more of just, like, a personal, like, wham, like I was being a baby about it, like, why aren't we friends type of situation. It's just whatever, ego, call it what you want. But mad props and respect for you that you responded to her saying like, or them, whoever it was. And you're like, no, I genuinely want to be in a committed monogamous relationship. I love my partner and I have zero desire to look anywhere else. And I was like, damn, son, you went against everything that she said with your personal opinion. Fucking rad, dude. So I had mad props and respect to you for that. I also do think life is ever evolving and changing. So wait 6 months, wait 2 years, wait until after you get married, wait till the kids come in. Let's see if you change. But even to that point, you could say we're inherently designed to just be cheaters and debaucherous, like, adulterers and pedophiles. Like, you could say whatever you want about the matter, and you might not feel that way now, and maybe you feel that way in 10 years or 50 years, but it doesn't really fucking matter because that means truth is fluid. That means opinions are fluid. That means psychology is fluid. Philosophy is fluid. So you just kind of take it where it is in your life right now, and little by little, you gravitate towards certain concepts and feelings and you make it your own. But to a man that said very confidently in that moment, like, yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying and that makes sense for my friends and the people that I know, but like, I really do want. He's like, I think he even mentioned some of like the stress or the headache or the annoyance of like the juggling and like, why can't you just be happy with one person? And you are. Like, is it so simple or so wrong to just love one person? I got you, Steven. I'm on your side, bro. Yes, I know. That's why dating is so hard for me. Like, why would I not fall fast? Why would I not be interested in you very fucking fast? Like, obviously, I give time and attention to one person, but whatever. I'm going to end it right there. I think you got enough tidbits out of all of this. I do think this was a great episode. This was definitely stream of consciousness. I'm in a little bit of a place right now with my podcast where my stats are literally all over the place. literally all over the place. And for some strange reason, I'm not worried about it. I did take a drop. I saw my first red. I saw my first negative, and that scared me. It didn't scare me, but I was like, well, obviously that's not like a good look. Like, I put out some bomb ass episodes lately. And, there's like this thing where it's like, well, if you pay us money, we'll unlock the secrets to telling you what times you should post to make your content better. And I'm like, this is why I'm not paying you, you sack of shit bastards that are just trying to make money. If I'm catering to people with different schedules, different cultures all around the world, your fucking time zone should not make a difference of when I post. If I'm only looking for the 9 to 5 people, and by the time I post and by the time it goes out, that it's like 9 o'clock on like a Thursday or a Wednesday or a Friday or a Saturday morning, and that's not good enough for you, then that has nothing to do with the fucking contents of the character of my fucking podcast and speaks more about clicks and likes and fucking bait. I'm not looking for bait. And I guarantee you, when I get a new follower, every single one of you, when I get a new view, when you listen for just one more minute, you are engaged, you are authentic, you are genuine, you're an incredible fucking human being in my eyes. And for whatever you're getting out of this, probably multiple reasons, I respect you, I love you, and I care for you for sticking with it. And if I learned anything from my experience from my mentor before he decided to give me HPV, I like how my, my really like gross doctor nurse that I had was like, she's like, I don't like to play the blame game because HPV can be dormant. You could have gotten it when you were like 5 years old or 13 years old. I'm like, nah, bitch. Like, I know this guy gave it to me. Like, you might know what you know as a doctor, but I also know what I know. So, like, no, this did not just coincidentally happen a week later when I was sleeping with no one else. But, to each their own. That's just my opinion. Also, we're not friends because he lied to me and was ignorant about HPV. This is episode 18 if you want to talk about it or listen to it. We're not friends because of, I don't know, he fucking ghosted me and he showed his child side to me and was like, hey, I didn't like what you said, even though I misunderstood what you said. And instead of having a conversation about it, I'm going to ignore you and never speak to you again. I don't care if blocking and ghosting is normalized to you and your network. It's not going to be okay with me. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care if you're so fucking high up in Golden Voice that you're running that whole scene and your passion project is Golden Voice because really you're too busy being a baller millionaire on the side with your 18 million businesses. I don't give a fuck, person, leap. It's the contents of your character. If all the people showing up to your party are people that are just trying to get in the industry and you got fucking jobs, and then me, who is your friend, you said you've cared for me and liked me for several years, never gave me a job opportunity, never took me out on a date, but wanted to date me, wanted to be whatever, wanted to be intimate with me, and you couldn't even get me a Coachella sweater? You didn't want to talk to me ever again? I mean, I don't know. Your fucking motives and reasons are fucking stupid, man. Anyway, so I like to tell myself that Coachella was a shit show because this was around the time that, like, we stopped becoming friends. And that's why fires were happening and gaffers didn't know how to properly deal with Coachella with extreme weather conditions because it's like, oh, what? Desert, snow, wind, rain? Yeah, we don't know what that is. So we're going to just have fucking speakers fall on people like fucking idiots. Like, you should be getting paid more than that to, like, not have that shit happen. Oh, well, shit happens. Yeah, not like that, bro. Dude, a speaker fucking fell on someone from the fucking sky. I would be traumatized. When shit falls out of the sky and hits you, how would you ever feel comfortable leaving your house again? When people say pigs don't fly or shit doesn't come from the sky, man, you don't know. With high winds enough, there were snakes that were like literally falling on people's cars. I was like, we're raining snakes now, you guys. That's how high the winds was. I can't. I would be traumatized. Oh my God. Anyways, it just hurt my feelings. I was like, bro, you're telling me to stick with the podcast and that I owe you money when this takes off, but I need to see you every 2 weeks and we'll do some stuff on the side, but this is how much time and attention I'm giving you to see you grow and flourish and succeed. And then I made a very simple comment like, bro, it's okay to like be successful and succeed, but also want love too, right? Like that's totally okay. And like literally, guys, that's like literally what I said to him. And he was like, you're wrong. I don't want that. Silence. And then I basically was like, knock, knock. Hello? Are you okay? Did I just miss something? What just happened? Like, I hear what you're saying, but now this sounds like a bigger issue. Like, can we talk about this? No, he never spoke to me again. So, I don't know. It's funny. It's just, he also has a lot of people in his life that hang around him because, I get like VIP Coachella or VIP Golden Voice or VIP. Oh, fuck you, man. It's just funny because, like, I work for Golden Voice as a subcontractor for this like company, and I'm doing the grunty shifts. I'm getting like used and abused and out there in the bleeding sun and getting screamed at by a bipolar catering woman who's mad at me because I'm doing my job, and the guy that I work for is like, dude, like, we want you back every year. Like, you need to be here in this VIP spot because you're like fucking Secret Service essentially, and you're doing your job, and no one's getting past you. You're fucking Fort Knox. Don't be mad at the people that are mad at you for doing your job. Yes, you do need to take this seriously. Anyways, tap on the back. It's like, bro, I'm not one of those people that works for Disney and I'm like, hey, can I have a free Disneyland ticket? Bitch, I never fucking asked you to give me a job. Although, would have been cool. I would have done a good job. I would have been making 10 times more than I am now. I don't need to be working for this shitty company. But what does that say about me that you and I are doing what you and I are doing on the side? And I'm at your place every fucking 2 weeks and you're helping me grow this fucking empire. And I'm not like asking you for like anything more than like anybody else does. But what? Because you respect me and you like me. Oh man, I don't even know what's going on in that guy's head, but I had to unfollow him. I had to delete his number. I was so fucking butthurt. I was like, I can't believe it. On a fucking friend level, it's not about the fact that you were ignorant and you were like impulsive with your sexual desires. It's another fucking thing to be like, I'm going to never talk to you again over something that was or wasn't a misunderstanding. And after what, like over a decade of friendship, you're just like, I'm never going to speak to you again. Like, I didn't even say anything insultive. And even if you thought it was insultive, that's more on you, bro. You didn't even want to talk about it. And when I was like, bro, can we talk about this? I'm sorry if you're offended. What happened? Like, can we please talk about this? Because this got really weird very quickly. I don't know. Maybe it was like that punk guy I told you guys about a couple episodes ago, the social media episode. Maybe it's one of those things where he's like, I can't keep it to myself anymore. I love her too much. Like, I'm going to snap. I guess guys snap around me too. Whatever. It's like this disparity, man. I think probably everybody has these disparity kind of relationships. The middle would be lovely. Would be fucking gravy. Whatever. I'm gonna miss that guy. I care for him a lot. He's gonna make a fabulous dad. I wish I could have babysit for him and helped him raise his son slash brother. You guys heard about that in a previous episode too. People are complicated. That guy was all sorts of emotions, but did not want to be the first to admit it. And, although I'm fucking pissed at him for not thinking condoms were okay and not respecting my wishes and not thinking it's a big fucking deal, well, he's just fucking lucky that they were benign tumors. But like, bro, seriously, I missed $1,000 of work because I had to keep going to these doctor's appointments because they're like, does she have cancer? Are they tumors? This is abnormal. We got to check again. We got to go over to another place and check again. Now we got to make sure. And then my other friend that I talked about in episode 18, he's like, this is just what doctors do. First off, where do you think the men get it from? Second off, and yes, side note, men can get screened for HPV, but unless you're asking for it and unless the doctor approves it, which they would because they like to milk insurances, they don't screen it unless you ask for it. So whatever, you'd have to be educated to know that. But he's like, Evelyn, they just took advantage of you. They weren't trying to save your life from cancer. They just wanted to keep having you come back because they don't care if you're missing work. I'm like, okay, there's a fine line between, yes, insurance companies fucking suck, and like, I need to do this regardless of the politics because I don't want to be wrong. Like, if I'm fucking dying of cancer, like, let me try to prevent this. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Oh, man. This is crazy. My point is, if it was about money or status with this guy, like, bro, I would have been like, yo, you're a literal fucking millionaire. Can you please give me $1,000 for what you fucking did to me because you couldn't respect putting a fucking condom on, you fucking piece of shit asshole? I didn't do that. And that's not why we're friends. He doesn't even know that is why we are not friends. I'm just putting that out to you guys because I'm a good fucking person with morals and values and ethics. Just saying, it's a principle of the thing to me. I think it's funny that I'm getting more spam calls, more text messages, more emails, more dead trees in the mail trying to get me to vote right now. Getting a text message yesterday that says, we didn't get your mail on the ballot. We didn't get it yet. And I was like, well, obviously this is an automated message because I fucking mailed it and I took a video of me mailing it out. Fuck you, go die. Then when that wasn't enough, I got a phone call. Hey, did you vote yet? And all I said to her was like, take me off your do not call list. She's like, thank you so much for letting me know. Click. And I'm looking at the propaganda like mail that's like in my the entire mailbox was only filled minus two things of just all this propaganda, politics, bullshit. And the cover was like, do you really want less money to go to the medical industry? Do you really want less time and attention to you? Vote on this measure so that you get quality care. I'm like, that's such fucking propaganda, you guys. Everything is about insurance companies. If I vote on this measure, what are you gonna do? Change the laws and regulations, take power away from the monopolized corporation of insurance companies, and you're gonna give individual care and time and attention to every single fucking patient, and it's not gonna take them 2 weeks to a month to get the help they need? You're telling me that if I vote on this fucking measure, insurance companies are not going to be malicious corporations anymore, and doctors aren't going to be like money hungry and just doing all these extra tests on 95-year-olds just because they get like more money? 007 license plate. What? Love you. Anyways, it's just funny. As I'm saying this, there's so many stories in between. There's so many things that we don't get to know There's so many conclusions that you can come up to. Someone can tell you something to your fucking face, and it could be honest in that moment, or they can be not honest with themselves unintentionally and not know the fucking difference. Does that guy want to date me? Is it true that he wants to feel like a man and wait until he has more than $100 in his pocket? Or did I sleep with him too soon? Or, whatever. I'm like, what does even too soon even mean? If I see you once a month because you live 120 miles round trip from me, then like it can't possibly be for the fucking sex. You're not getting it that much. Like, are you saying sex once a month is good for you when you've got something good in your life? Dude. I literally asked him the other day. I said, hey, hypothetically, if we were living with each other, like we lived under the same roof, is it not reasonable for me to say, hey, can we have sex more than once a week? I said, would you think I was a sex addict if we lived under the same roof and I wanted sex a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week during the week? He's like, no, that's perfectly normal and healthy. And I said, so if I complained to you that we were only having sex once a week, you wouldn't be calling me a sex addict? And he's like, no. I was like, okay, good. Just checking, ex-husband. Just checking. Okay. Hold on, Evelyn. It's nothing on me. We don't need pills. I'm not interested in you. I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to tell you I'm not interested in you. I don't want to tell you that I swing a different way than you. I don't want to tell you that. So instead, I'm just going to put it on you and call you a fucking sex addict. And yes, I'll meet you in the middle because we're married and we're partners and this is what we have to do. But we'll put it on a calendar. And I guess the only time I can mentally prepare myself to force myself to have sex with you if it's on the calendar. And if it's on the calendar and it's Saturday at 2 p.m., well, at least I know what I'm getting myself into and I can prepare all the way until Saturday for this extravaganza. Is that what you were thinking, ex-husband? Please tell me. I like how you didn't care that I had an affair. And I was trying so fucking hard to make it work. But that is what I had to deal with. And your mom also wanting to have sex with you too. And, it's hard. If I had a dick, I think I still would have gotten hard for you because I fucking loved you. But your mom wanting to have sex with you and you shutting the door and locking it every time. Not going to go down that road. Anyways, I do think it's funny that everything in my life was like stolen, but the one thing that wasn't stolen, because maybe coincidentally I happened to be wearing it at the time, was my ex-mother-in-law's ring that she got from Harrods. And I just found out that Harrods is like the equivalent to Neiman Marcus in the UK. And it wasn't like a JCPenney's, and it was probably like a $300 ring. And then this woman was like, yeah, she probably shoplifted it. And I'm like, that's fucking funny that you said that. Probably very true, knowing her back in the day. But I said, surprisingly, she was the type of woman that was a big shot in her past life. And she was friends with the great rock and rollers. And then her life just went completely downhill from that. But you know what? To props to her, not everybody gets to have a glamorous life when they're younger like that. So, to each their own and all their lifestyles. I'm sorry, just one more little jab at my ex-family because they were so awful. And it's funny to me. It's sad. You know what I say. It's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny. I'm like, you took the junior off of your name. And now I don't know if this is true because this is coming from my mom and we just shared stories about my mom, right? But according to my mom, who was talking to my ex-mother-in-law, she's like, he took the junior off of his name to not be associated as a junior. I was like, way to say fuck you to your broken down rock and roller dad who is just totally bending over and taking it to a horrible, vicious, fucked up relationship with your wife.
Wow, I can't even. I said, so not only do you have a completely unhealthy dynamic and relationship with your mom, but you take the junior off because you don't want to be associated with your dad whose house you live under right now? Like, what? You think I'm bad? I'm like, it doesn't get more insultive than that. I was like, sure, I legally changed my name, but one, you guys didn't name me Brittany. I'm adopted. And two, it would be offending both of my parents, not just one. Oh, man. To each their own. Shout out to my ex-husband. Babe, you know I love you. I might give you shit. I don't care if you give me shit. Dude, look at the way you fucking divorced me. Of course you don't give a shit about me. So we're just playing our banter that we do with each other. Like, God knows you did it to me, babe. Woo. You know I love you. I really did fucking love you. And that's the reason why it hurt so fucking bad, because I really did fucking love you. It hurt me that I loved you and I could never in my own skin try to find a way to get you to love me or convince you that it was a great fucking idea. But here I was in a relationship with you. Here I was living under our house together. And here I was convincing you to marry me. And I don't like using the word convinced. I certainly didn't drug you and manipulate or coerce you to do anything you didn't want to do. I always had those monthly check-ins that you thought was super annoying, and it was you that lied to me every single time and said, it's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine, I'm great, everything's fine, you're great, everything is fine. Well, bro, that was your fault. Maybe don't say everything's fine with that gif in the background of the little cartoon guy and there's like flames in the background. You could have had a conversation with me. You were also an avoidant. You also didn't like confrontation. Blah, 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 blah. We each had our own faults, bro. I fucking loved you so fucking much. And it broke my heart every day to live with a man that didn't love me. And instead of breaking up with me or having a conversation about it, you just thought it would be okay to waste both of our times. It was tragic. It was fucking tragic. But you know I love you, and because you're kind of a harsh psychopath, potentially serial killer one day, like literally, dude, your brain is dark. I always wondered, like in the middle of the night when you were doing VR, like, dude, did you not see that movie, Have Fun, Good Luck, Don't Die? That fucking scene where he's like in this beautiful, amazing relationship with the princess, and then he gets addicted to VR and he like gives up his life and his relationship to be in another fucking reality. Bro, every time I said goodnight to you and I would love to just cuddle in bed and go to bed with you, you're like, no, I'm going to stay up for hours in the wee morning on this VR headset and I'm just going to sit there. You should have seen what you looked like from the outsider's perspective. What were you doing? Like looking up fucking VR porn? Like what were you playing? Who were you talking to? You think fucking cheating is only physical? Bro. Anyways, it's fucking creepy as fuck. And I'm sorry, ex-husband, I don't care what you say. Your mom sitting on your lap wearing no bathing suit or underwear in an all-white see-through gown in a jacuzzi sitting on your lap next to me, looking at me, smiling, and you think it's okay. You don't knock your fucking mother off of you. You don't say, Mom, I'm sitting right next to my wife. I would like to be in the jacuzzi with her. Can you please get off my fucking lap? If you don't think that's fucking weird and you fucking judged me for that, and you're like, yeah, I know my mom is this, but she is my mom. Dude, I was never your fucking wife. I was always submissive to your fucking mother. I mean, God, I hope you didn't have a hard on in that jacuzzi. It just makes me want to cry. It's also disrespectful. Like, did you not think it was disrespectful to your wife for your wife to have to see that and to have to be okay with that? Because, like, what the fuck, bro? That's not okay. You didn't think, oh, wow, like what? You thought I was just a champion of a fucking wife to be okay with that? It's not fucking okay, bro. And if you were okay with me having an affair and you just didn't want anyone to know about it because you didn't really give a shit about me anyways, then how fucking dare you? Because you saw the pain and the trauma and the horror that I went through because I wanted to be ethical. I wanted to be a good person. And you saw myself slowly lose my mind because I was so upset trying to make the situation right. For you, for him, for me, and I just did it in all the wrong ways. Fucking shame me for that. Anyways, also last thing, remember how you gave me so much shit about giving me like what, a couple $100 for those shoes that I bought you, and I told you that one day those shoes would be worth like more than a house? Well, this guy that I'm seeing or not seeing, apparently I'm not seeing, apparently I'm not even talking to him right now. Anyways, he was like, oh yeah, I'm super into selling like shoes that aren't real. Look at these prices. So I'm on this site and I'm like, oh, I'm curious how much my ex-husband's shoes are right now. They're valued at $25,000, you fucking shithead. So if you had to give me a couple $100, because 15 years ago, I paid $800 for a pair of shoes, which would have been the value of $1,500 now. And now you're owning a fucking pair of $25,000 shoes. Fuck you. I was an amazing wife. He's like, well, your ex-husband was an idiot because he shouldn't have worn them. I was like, yeah, okay. So drop $10,000 off of it. You still buy a fucking car with those motherfucking shoes. Ugh. Anyways, on a positive note for me, before I get too stressed the fuck out, Evelyn, I'm proud of you. You used to be insecure. You used to be codependent. You used to be dependent. And now the biggest problem you have is guys with a shit ton of money that have child complexes and are unwilling to have a mature conversation and are avoidance, and they have all the money in the world, but they can't buy you a $10 burrito. Or you have the guys that are like, I want to give you the world, but I feel like less of a man right now because I have no money to my name. And the other one was a gangster. And he's like, I don't want to get you fucking shot and killed, but I love you, babe. You're my fam. You know that. Anyway, so both of those fucking guys are like, if you were my woman, but you're not because I can't afford you because, you're a badass babe with like a condo and a property owner, and we'll complain about your job and say that you live in the ghetto, but you have more than we do attitude. Okay, whatever. It's not because you're less of a man. I'm sorry you feel that way. Both of you need to watch Funny Girl. And yes, you guys are both the gambler. She would have loved you fucking regardless, but you had too much pride and ego and machismo in you that you're like, no, if I can't afford flowers and gas money to her house, I'm just not going to try at all. And it's a bummer about that guy too, because I thought he was trying a little bit more, but what I've been learning is I'm like, no, Evelyn, you're just doing that much. You keep saying that your efforts are doing it in the middle and meeting him where he's at, but if you pull back and look at it, Evelyn, you were kind of doing all of it, but whatever, it's fine. On to the next one. This is what people say dating is. And to my friend who I miss very dearly, if you ever hear this episode, there's no way you got this far deep. But remember when you told me, no, Evelyn, you don't have to kiss a bunch of frogs. That only leads to warts. You're right. And to my other friend this morning, I don't need to climb some fucking corporate ladder and every man is slightly better than the rest. And at least this one communicates, and it's still not good, but at least it's better than the bare minimum. Oh, see, we're working up that ladder. No, it doesn't have to be fucking like that. And if I'm dating or not dating or dating or not dating or whatever the fuck people are calling it these days, I'm going to enjoy my times with people. I'm going to make sure we're both mutually benefiting. I'm going to make sure we're both happy and it's both worth our time. Why? Because most people are working fucking hard. Most people are exhausted. Most people are stressed and tired. 007 from Maine.
Man, did I play some James Bond music after this? Oh, I love you. Anyways, I'm gonna end it right here. You guys got something out of this. I know you did. It'd be cool though, if maybe you want to I'm not forcing you or coercing you to follow, share, rinse and repeat, word of mouth, tell all your friends. Because I'm not like that guy who's just trying to not be fucking homeless. And so he's like, yeah, I'll take one for the team and sleep with you, Evelyn, and cheat on you when you're doing God's work in the Philippines. You could never come back to him. He's scrubbed off the face of the earth. Yeah, he's in the medical industry and he's probably still an EMT. Fucking you fucking piece of shit. And it's just funny that I dated a Ken doll. I don't even like pretty boys. What was I thinking? One time he wore this vest. It was so weird. He wore this vest and it had a poofy fur hood. And I'm like, bro, if you're not trying to get me to like you, don't unzip it. It was one of those cutoff sleeves, And it was in the winter time. I was like, you're not wearing a shirt underneath. And you conveniently have it zipped all the way down. And I see your entire six pack. And it's a thermal, but you're not wearing anything underneath. You're trying to be an Abercrombie and Fitch model. This is not my fault. You fucking were trying to seduce me. Don't even fucking lie. You just had complicated feelings. But I'll never know. These are just my opinions. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Can you believe out of all of that journey together, I have 39 more miles left to my destination? Where's she going to go? Is she going to go to Mount Whitney? Is she going to drive back 200 miles on her own dime and hope I made enough money for gas and all this? I'm literally almost at half a tank, you guys. You just saw me get gas. This is fucking wild. We're figuring it out. No judgment or criticisms here. One thing I love about me the most, I can't say that, 150 million reasons, and two, is because I see someone's beauty, I see someone's soul, I see someone's best qualities, and I choose to love all different kinds of people, no matter who they are. I've even I was drugged, obviously, but I even showed some really sketchy street people some love in ways that I don't think they will have ever gotten again. But, again, I was drugged. They took advantage of the situation, but oh God, how I'm not deceased, I'll never know. I would say someone's looking out for me, and I really like it when sometimes people think they know more than me, and they're like, you're really blessed, right? Somebody upstairs watching you, right? You see that in your life, right? I'm like, on one hand, yes, I do. On the other hand, what sense of humor they must have. Anyways, I'm going to end it right here. I think if I say I'm going to end it right here, you guys are going to be like, Evelyn! I love you. Thank you for listening. This is my stream of consciousness. This is how I get thoughts and feelings out when I'm on the road. This is me trying to process what I'm going to say or not say to that guy that I'm dating or not dating. Jesus fucking Christ. I think at the end of the day, if a guy is with you and you're an incredible woman and he can't meet you in the middle and lay down his pride and say, you know what, it is a date, Evelyn. It is a date and it's wonderful. I'm not ready to go on a date. I think you deserve better. I wish I had more money to date you. This is just hanging out. I call this a hangout because there's not romantic music playing with candlelights and flowers in my hand. But sure, Evelyn, I know the point of what you're trying to say. And if you want this to be a date, sure, it's a date. Why can't you fucking say that? And I don't know. I don't get to know. He's not telling me. You guys can make your opinions, but the only person that knows is him and the God he literally believes in. So, anyways, seriously, you guys, I'm not going to convince you to do what you don't want to do, but maybe make a comment. I did get one person, shout out to you on YouTube, that said, I love this and I'm listening.
Oh, babe, I love you. I'm giving you a big fat hug and a kiss. You're so fucking rad. You want to talk more? Like, tell me, what did you like? What was your favorite part? Did something make you laugh? Did it make you cry? Was it relatable? Did something spark you? Did something motivate you? Did something inspire you? Did something make you want to pick up the phone and call or text someone? Did something I say made you want to like break up with someone? Fucking do it. Did someone hear something I had to say and they're like, I'm gonna quit my job today. I'm gonna give $100 to a homeless person today. I'm gonna see this person differently. I'm gonna have an honest conversation with my cat, or my human friend, or my coworker, or my mom. Make sure she's in line. I'm gonna literally end right here. I'm fucking done. I love you guys. Take care. Let me know what you think. This is Reflections of Evelyn. Besos.
All right, it's your turn.